Hey everybody, this is Alpha Zero at your service. I'm going to do a review on the new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai, episode 18, which just got subbed up many minutes ago. Now, I really must apologize for this late video, but I decided to take care of some thumbnail changes, you know. And I know my thumbnails suck, and I don't really have good of a technique to do them correctly, you know. So if anything else, I'd like to get started right away. Okay, at the beginning we see to it that Gilia and Hauser decide to go up against Dreyfius, Gilthunder, and Hellbrum. And Gilia asks Hauser what's the chances of us surviving or winning? And we see to it that Hauser says we're going up against a great holy knight, a commander I believe, and then a freaking diamond one, or platinum one. I don't know. I don't remember the ranks anyway. So the chances of us winning is 0. But they decide to fight anyway. So Hauser decides to use this tornado technique while Gilia decides to use her explosive abilities. But that did not come out so well, since Gilthunder managed to get out and ask for Hellbrum. He pretty much has the enchantment to resist wind and fire. And before Dreyfius was about to deliver an ugly blow to Gilia herself, Gowther comes in and managed to save Gilia in time. Since Gowther was watching far away, he decided to come and help out. And he talks to Dreyfius, says, "I'm going to use my full-on power to defeat you." And we see to it that Dreyfius pierced him right in the chest right there. And he goes like, "Is this all you got or something? I'm the one that's going to kill you first before anything else." And therefore Gowther punched him in the chest. And we see to it that Dreyfius like, "Impossible! You just got pierced." And Gowther says, "Don't think too much about it." Boom! Right in the face. And then there's I think a hallucination or dream-like state that Dreyfius is in. Like he's living his normal life, you know, enjoying talking to people. And Meliodas says something about oh, you have in terms of swordsmanship, you actually surpass Zarathustra, except it's too late now. And later on it switches to a scene where Zarathustra, his brother, got murdered, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and his scream like, "Ah! I'm sorry, and then he shrinks down to a childlike state, and Gowther says nightmare terror or nightmare show, I don't know, but Gowther just looks down and he says, "Humans are so fragile." And then he just about was about to leave, except Dreyfius managed to get out of that dream, except there was a stance between Gowther and Dreyfius, where Gowther actually had his hands on Dreyfius just in the nick of time before he got pierced or after he got pierced, and so forth. And then Dreyfius managed to get out of his dream, and he was about to deliver the final blow, but he is so exhausted mentally and physically. And I go like, well, that's gotta suck. And Dreyfius tells Hellbrum, "I leave the rest to you." And therefore, we see to it that Hellbrum uses some dark mist, which is very deadly right now, because whoever breathes in it coughs out blood or is about to die. Diane punched Hellbrum and says, "Like hell, I'm gonna let you do that." And Hauser says, "Dude, start thinking about yourself once in a while, okay? You always caring for other people, but not so much of yourself." And Diane just smiles, you know, after he said that. But Hellbrum did not go down that easily, and he launched an ice-like attack towards Diane, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And before he could finish her off, they got shattered into pieces, and King came in. He gotten so ticked off and says, "Okay, which one of you just hurt Diane, huh? You?" He said to Hauser, "And you?" And to Gilia, except Diane says, "No, these two protected me. Don't hurt them." And King gotten so upset he punches Hauser's armor, and Hauser says, "Dude, knock it off, you're bleeding." And King's crying and says, "Start apologizing. Why couldn't you protect her? Tell me, you freaking liar. Why couldn't I protect anyone?" he says. And later on he gets hit by Hellbrum, and that's when King uses his maybe full-on power. Well, maybe a little bit of this power to fight equally, and therefore he tells Hellbrand to fight in his true form, and therefore Hellbrand went into his true form, which is a fairy type thing. Those of you who are just anime only watchers, like literally anime watchers, I might say this, or maybe I'm wrong. You might not be expecting that or something, you know. But those of you who had detective skills and analyzed it carefully, I'm pretty sure y'all might have expected it. But those of you who don't really know much about it, I'm pretty sure you guys must be surprised. And therefore, King and Hellbrand got into a little bickering, and King says to him, I'm pretty sure you understand to lose someone that's important to you. And then Hellbrand's like, then do you understand to see something precious destroyed right in front of you? And I go like, oh man, now that's a comeback right there. And therefore he hits King and puts him he tries to kill Diane, except King to block the attack, and therefore he hits King around with his roots, saying that hits King with the tree roots that Hellbrand was using, and it's like pinball, bing, bing, ding, 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 ding. Not to be offensive or funny, but I'm just saying. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's being hit as a pinball, ding, 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 ding. I'm like, that's gotta stink. Anyways, therefore he ends up messing Gilia, Hauser, and Diane up after he tells King, take a look at this carefully, okay? And while King was like strangled from the neck to watch carefully, Meliodas and Bond was actually watching far away and seeing what's up, you know? But we see to it that Diane is protected by a yellow shield-like energy, and therefore Hellbrand says, you weren't using any powers to protect yourself, but to protect her and the others. And therefore King says, alright, let's sell this and fill it up 700 years ago. After the credits, we see a little scene about King talking to his sister and says, protect this forest for a while, okay? I gotta go help out Hellbrand and stop, and etc. And therefore King, on the other hand, ends up going to a place where he's trying to find Hellbrand at, his partner, or I don't know what he is. I don't know. Well, I do know, but I think I kind of said it. I just stopped halfway. And therefore, he looks at the humans like slaughtered right now, and he goes like, who would do this? And then a human comes out of nowhere and slices King, or sliced King with the sword, but it was actually Hellbrand in terms of human form. And King falls into the river, etc. And so the next episode preview, I guess we might get a little backstory of King in other cases, you know, and I'm actually looking forward to that. Anyways, this episode seemed to be pretty good, or pretty nice, you know. I think there might be a couple things missing, though I'm not really sure. I forgot to mention at the beginning about Elizabeth talking to Margaret, and we see to it that this Holy Knight teleports Hawk to somewhere else, and later we end up seeing the horn that we've been waiting for, you know? Those of you who kept up with the manga or watched the anime to the very end would know what I'm talking about, and I'm actually pretty happy for that. So yeah. Overall, I think the episode was nice. I think there was a couple things missing, though I am not so sure. I'm gonna have to talk this out with a friend or so, and if anything, see if it went well. But overall, I think the episode came out pretty nice. So I'm gonna end it here, people. Expect my next review to come up in about like 30 to 40 minutes at most. Thank goodness got subbed out. But you know, Taizai got subbed out many minutes ago, and I didn't realize that earlier. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it here. I'm Alpha Zero, people. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys later in my next video. Right? Peace out. Bye bye.